This cold is bad. I think I pulled my leg.
Hey guys, this is feeling really uncomfortable, so I'm gonna take it off. There we go. My Halloween costume is now Jinx. Did you ever think that Pokemon was a kid-friendly barrel of fun where you catch happy faces and they evolve into even happier faces? Well, that is true. But did you ever know that Pinsir tears its prey completely in half? Or that Kabutops slices its prey open and drains its body fluids? Or that Alegen compresses the victim's brain so they give him headaches? Well, look no further to the age range of 7+ Pokemon. Seriously though, what the hell, Game Freak?
Did you really expect Pokemon to come up with all sorts of gross, slightly scary, and out-of-place ideas for their creations? Neither did I. So, as a Halloween treat, I'm going to fill you in on things you may not have noticed within the Pokemon series, with this special Top 15 Most Disturbing Pokemon of all time.
And it's a shame as well, because I'm the only one with enough guts to make this list. Goku, Chuck Norris, and gods, just all lost their sanity. So, who's first?
Indec Pimp.
Hey kids, how about a bouncy piggy? Haha, oink, 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 oink. Okay, Spoink, return! Spoink, I choose you! Spoink? Speak to me, Spoink. Okay. According to the Pokedex, Spoink bounces around on his tail. The shock of its bouncing makes his heart pump. As a result, this Pokemon cannot afford to stop bouncing. If it stops, its heart will stop. Wow, I just killed my Spoink. In all seriousness though, I feel so sorry for it. I mean, it has to bounce to stay alive. That's pretty messed up. So why number 15? Well, it can die quite easily and pretty much has to bounce its entire life until it evolves. But at the end of the day, it's still cute.
Indec Pedwa.
Electros only seems intimidating at first, but when you compare it to King Kong's things, it's pretty horrifying. Their Pokedex entry states, they crawl out of the ocean using their arms. They will attack prey on shore and immediately drag it into the ocean. With their sucker mouths, they suck in prey. Then they use their fangs to shock the prey with electricity.
So not only do they suck in their prey, they drown them and electrocute them at the same time. That's more horrific than a death roll.
The first time I looked at Electros, I thought there was going to be something fishy about it, or Ely, forgive me, besides its levitate ability. But Electros isn't that out of place in terms of what it's supposed to look like. It's just creepy, I suppose. I'm still confused as to why the flip-flops, though.
Indec 3.
A Pokemon made of garbage. Off to a good start. Or if you live in the UK like me and just say rubbish. So is the rubbish dog shit? Is it used nappies? Beer bottles, maybe. It sort of reminds me of... And surprise, surprise, more Pokedex entries. It clenches opponents with its left arm and finishes them off with foul-smelling poison gas belched from its mouth. They absorb garbage and make it part of their bodies. They shoot a poisonous liquid from their right-hand fingertips.
I mean, it's one thing for Muck to kill people with its stench, but Garbodor does it in... style? I mean, what torture someone has to go through to be killed by that abomination!
So that right hand, thank you screen, yeah, it's a sewage pipe. Garbodor is without doubt the most disgusting poison Pokemon throughout the whole series, fueled by used condoms with a disgruntled look on its face.
Diveg.
Now you thought Haunter was bad with licking people to dramatically kill them? Gengar's description reads, sometimes on a dark night, your shadow thrown by a streetlight will suddenly and startlingly overtake you. It is actually a Gengar running past you, pretending to be your shadow. To steal a life of its target, it slips into the prey's shadow and silently waits for an opportunity. On a night of the full moon, if shadows move on their own and laugh, it must be Gengar's doing. What exactly is Gengar going to do to that person? Well, with a demented smile on his face, no one knows. One thing goes noticed about Gengar, and that's his striking resemblance to Clefairy. An ex-parasite, maybe? What puts it at the spot at number 12 is it's scaring people with the evil eyes and possibly taking their soul. It might be debatable whether Ganga or Garbodor are more disturbing than the other, but I personally think that the psychological and suspenseful horror is more frightening than the sheer disgust.
Inardeg.
Jealousend's pre-evolved form Frillish already has quite a disturbing background, as it drags a victim deep underwater by groping them. So, Jealousend's Pokédex entry states, the fate of the ships and crew that wander into Jealousend's habitat, all sunken, all lost, all vanished. They propel themselves by expelling absorbed seawater from their bodies. Their favorite food is life energy. The reason I picked the male Jealousend over the female is because of those soul-piercing eyes which show the mark of a predator, to which somehow a jellyfish isn't actually poisonous, and somehow has eyes. Okay, they do anyways. It's like Gengar, but more evil. And think of what is possibly done to its prey. Devoured it, drowned it, you know, those are just a few options. Yeah, there's a certain reason you need to leave a spare slot in your party when involving Nincada. Shedinja's hard body doesn't move, not even a twitch. In fact, its body appears to be merely a hollow shell. It is believed that this Pokemon will steal the spirit of anyone peering into its hollow body from its back. Whoops, there goes my soul.
Oh, silly me. I don't have a soul.
Shedinja is a very creative yet creepy idea with me just saying, "Is anyone alive in there?" It doesn't move, but still hovers. Can someone explain that to me? Please? No? Okay. But the core reason as to why it's number 10, yeah, it's just a shell. And to think there's something inside Metapod.
No.
It absorbs the spirit, which it then burns. By waving the flames on its arms, it puts foes into a hypnotic trance. Being consumed in Chandelua's flame burns up the spirit, leaving the body behind. So not only does Chandelure kill the person, but ceases them to exist. That defeats the entire purpose of the Dementors and the Claws of Hades. I'm not also one for chandeliers, if I've pronounced that right. Bad things always happen to people who have them. So overall, Chandelure brings an entire new purpose to kill it with fire. Hey, pull my finger. Everything is wrong with Stunfisk. One of the ugliest Pokemon in Generation 5 has a new trick up its sleeve. Its skin is very hard, so it is unhurt even if stepped on by sumo wrestlers. It smiles when transmitting electricity. Yep, you heard right. This thing smiles when shocking people. And I thought my dog smiling was strange enough.
Probably one you'd never expect on here. Alakazam. The Pokemon we all know and love. Just get on with it.
Its brain cells multiply continually until it dies. As a result, it remembers everything.
Pokemon that dies due to an unrealistic form of cancer? And an awesome one at that! The Pokemon I mean now, not the, cancer.
You see the finished result of that and throw up at what you see. Keep in mind that this happens to all Alakazams, so they die a slow and painful death.
But does it really die before old age? That's a mystery left unsolved, which is why it's not any higher on the list.
That's right, we're getting into the pedophiles of the list now. It tugs on the hands of children to steal them away. It is whispered that any child who mistakes Drifloon for a balloon and holds onto it could wind up missing.
See what I mean by this list being far more disturbing than any non-horror boss? A balloon kidnaps children. Where the hell does the kid end up? Although that's second sentence. So any kid that knows that it's a Drifloon won't end up being missing? I'm really confused now.
No, kids! Run away! Keep your lives! You're going to be lawyers when you grow up! Satu foretold it! Damn it, what is up with all these ghost types? I'm afraid to live in my own house now. Duskull can pass through any wall no matter how thick it may be. Once this Pokemon chooses a target, it will doggedly pursue the intended victim until the break of dawn. If it finds bad children who won't listen to their parents, it will spirit them away, or so it's said. It loves the crying of children.
So you know what that means? Wherever this Pokemon takes these children, there's no knowing what's gonna happen to them.
It's only said that Drifloon takes children away. Duskull probably makes them cry and enjoys making them cry. Or that could just be cries before he kidnaps them. Why is there so many innuendos? Also, Duskull has one red pupil traveling around 2 eye sockets. I suppose that's creepy. It is this reason that makes Duskull number 5. Yep, this was eventually going to come to light at some point because most people know the story about Cuban, don't they? It pines for the mother it will never see again. Seeing a likeness of its mother in the full moon, it cries. The stains on the skull it wears are from its tears. It wears its mother's skull, never revealing its true face.
It collects its mother's bones using the skull as a mask. So where did it get the other bones? Father, perhaps?
This is one of the most depressing descriptions in Pokemon. And the thought of seeing a baby Cubone skin its dead mother for bones is revolting and illegal! When I was younger, I thought Cubone was Charmander in disguise. No joke. The enlightening thing is that when it evolves into Marowak, it gets over the grief of its departed mother. But still keeps the bones. Grade A right there. It remembers every dream it eats. It rarely eats the dreams of adults because children's are much tastier. This is far worse than kidnapping children. Drowsy actually gets pleasure from these children. And he's not even a ghost-type Pokemon. You're too intelligent, Mr. Psychic! The creepy appearance with the snout, those sexually predatory eyes while it devours a child's dream. Yeah, just a bit horrible to explain. L.A. Noir, you have nothing on this.
Say, Drowsy, Insane Clown Posse have a song for you. It's called To Catch a Predator.
Aw, how could such a cute little Pokemon be so disturbing? These Pokemon arose from the spirits of people interred in graves in past ages. Each retains memories of its former life. Each of them carries a mask that used to be its face when it was human. Sometimes they look at it and cry.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
These were once people? I'm using a person in battle? A person that remembers everything from his person life? And its mask is its face? That is the most dull face I have ever seen in my life. So Cubone is sad to know that his mother is gone, but your mask has to spend the rest of eternity dealing with the fact that it is something it never wanted to be in the first place. That person probably had a wife and kids in their past life. Well, if they were a man, of course. For all the other Pokemon out there is not one that ends up with as much suffering as your mask does. But overall, it's more depressingly disturbing. But yeah, a messed up concept to realize that the Pokemon you're battling with is actually a person. But why do you care? You just want to make it fight, you heartless bastard. And also knowing that it evolves into an even more dreaded Cofagrigus, which makes you wonder if it actually forgets everything and starts mummifying everyone with suspicious hands.
So what kind of Pokemon links killing with style, sadism, eternal pain, a creepy background, and torture all together? The one and only Bayonet.
Unlike your mask, Bayonet doesn't evolve, so its grudge is forever intact. But with me saying shit, there's always something expressing how it feels. Bayonet generates energy for laying strong curses by sticking pins into its own body. This Pokemon was originally a pitiful plush doll that was thrown away. It seeks the child that disowned it. Have you ever heard of a Pokemon mixing voodoo and sadism to inflict pain on children? Voodoo spirits are incredibly nasty. Just ask Sam and Dean. They'll tell you. I'm not really one for inflicting pain on myself, to be honest, but the fact that Bayonet is a spiritual plush doll with a sadistic grin and appearance, accompanied with a zipped up mouth and smiles when it hurts itself, yeah, this is definitely deserving of the #1 spot. Never stop playing with your toys, kids. Never flush your fish down the toilet. Never watch Dead Silence, and never believe in voodoo.
Oh. Hello? Jack Thompson? Uh-huh. Yeah. 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 So your ban has been lifted and now you have a new target. Well, I only got one thing to say to you. Fuck you. Bye. What have I done? So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed my Halloween countdown, even if only half of you can hear me right now. I don't want you to get the wrong idea that I hate Pokemon, because it's just a festive treat. And Jack Thompson, he doesn't mean any harm, he's just lost in his little world. So guys, like always, leave suggestions on my channel for what future videos you want to see, and suggestions on what you find are disturbing Pokemon. And I hope I tackled the idea of Pokemon being for kids, which I certainly did. I'll also provide other links for you to check out, and with that, lights out.